This is your Weather Extreme video for Sunday, May the 31st, last day of May. That means tomorrow is the first day of hurricane season. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in. Here's a look at the sky cam from Tuscaloosa, and we do have some clouds in the morning sky across parts of central Alabama. We're still dealing primarily with high pressure off in the Atlantic, but the front is inching closer. And unfortunately, the GFS has made a bit of a change, and that means that we're probably not going to see much change in our weather pattern for the next week. The upper air pattern shows the trough in the upper atmosphere that is also inching closer and moving across the mid-Mississippi River Valley today. Temperatures across central Alabama generally in the 60s this morning. But as I say, we do have some clouds across the area, and radar showing just a few isolated showers in the Tennessee River Valley. Most of the showers still back along the Mississippi River. And the nice part about the watch warning map is that we have many less flash flood watches and warnings in effect over the central part of the U.S. And those dark blue areas you see up in the western Great Lakes area, those are frost advisories. QPF-wise, the focus is going to be shifting to more rain along the Southeast U.S. coast thanks to this upper low and the way it's going to be moving, which is a bit of a difference from yesterday. The Storm Prediction Center is outlooking a marginal risk of storms across much of the southeastern U.S. for today, with a slight risk centered primarily on Pennsylvania. For day two, marginal risk still over the southeastern U.S., thanks again to that upper low. And then on day three, similar pattern, and we do have a slight risk up over the Dakotas and extending down into parts of Nebraska. And the tropics in the Atlantic are quiet, but we still have Andres out in the Pacific. And as we noted yesterday, Andres is expected to continue moving generally westward in the open Pacific and should be dissipating by about midweek. All right, the 060 GFS model run. And there's a look at our pattern for today, and you can see that we're going to stay in this humid and moist air mass, and that will keep us with showers. And I think the showers will have a bit of an uptick. That is, we should see a few more showers than we saw yesterday. In the upper atmosphere by Monday, that open trough is moving across the Mississippi River, and this does represent a bit of a change from what the GFS was showing yesterday. Yesterday it showed it moving on into the mid-Atlantic states, but today, this morning's run showing that it's going to stay over the Southeast U.S., so that keeps us with, I think, good chances for storms on Monday once again, so probably in the likely category. This is where the change occurs. The GFS is now pretty much detaching the open trough from the westerlies on Tuesday, and Wednesday you can see that it is detached and also closing off. So once again, that's keeping us in this very humid and moist air mass and keeping the possibility of showers and thunderstorms. And also note that the GFS is producing some showers over Cuba, but not as bullish on that feature as it was yesterday. Not much change Thursday, so it looks like showers continue. Friday, not much change either, as that closed low stays over the Alabama, Mississippi Gulf Coast area. And so once again, that's just keeping us in the likelihood of showers just about each day. Probability is probably on the order of 30, 40, 50%. The trough does move a little further to the south. It's meandering and wobbling right now, so it doesn't have a lot of guidance. And so by the time we reach Sunday, we can see that it's still over the northern Gulf Coast, and that once again keeps us in the showers. So no real change in the forecast. And now looking out into Voodoo Country, we can see that and remember, when we look out into Voodoo Country, we're not looking at real specifics. We're trying to look at trends. But the trend has been and continues to be that of a trough over the eastern part of the country, and that's good because that keeps us somewhat wet and also keeps us with clouds, so that keeps us with an absence of potentially extreme heat, and that's good. So we'll enter June on at least a fairly typical note. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Extreme video for this morning. James Spann will have the next edition first thing on Monday morning. In the meantime, stay tuned to the blog for updates on our ever-evolving weather patterns. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Have a great Sunday.